Good girl, Connie. What a good girl. Good boy, Chief. So Connie just come out of bed when she heard the dinner being made, but I've just got Chief out the bungalow because he's been in bed, so just been to it outside and brought him in. So Connie jumped up, and of course Chief was eating the food, and I haven't got the plates separated, so I normally have ready. I was just putting a whole load of food on the plate, and then they all get little segregated plates out after that. So like yesterday, Chief got to Bentley before I was ready, and Connie come up before I'd separated into plates. So I've now just separated and given Chief his and Connie hers. So here we go, that's a lot better, and it's nice that she's a little grumble, but she's now sitting down and eating. So it's just accepting that they're aware that he is around. He's not hurting anybody. So the more they do that and see that, hopefully, the better it gets. Sorry, Connie. Sorry, I just moved the light switch. So, yeah. I've been busy spring cleaning the van today after the Pets at Home trip earlier. Rainbow, Bentley weren't here and it's rained just now. Bentley's still in there asleep. Rainbow's just cropped out again. It's just stopped raining. So she's gone for a wander. So the cat flap is open. I've now put the box that they use to jump in and out the back of the cat flap in there. There is a little tray in that hole. They're not using it yet, but that is actually a spare bit there which Chief can be shut off in rather than using the cage to transport him. Good girl. You're going out. Hang on, let me open it up. Good girl, off you go. You're going out, you're staying in. It's raining. No, she'll have a grumble now because she'll even grumble to go past Bentley. They all grumble at each other, look. So she needs to go down through the hole to get out through the cat flap. Good girl, Connie. Just go very steady not to disturb Bentley. I think Bentley's getting quite assertive now and become a bit of the man of the house. And a bit more hissy and bullish, which is good in his part. And obviously, if they are being fed, obviously he would normally be last in the line. We used to be last in the line of eating, and we've had to teach Chief yesterday that Chief comes after him, which is why I made him wait before I shared the food out. So I tried to explain on the comments. So yes, I've got plenty of little bowls, and I usually have like 3 in a row or 4 in a row. But because they've all been coming separately to eat, I just literally can make sure there's a bit of selection out there for them so they can choose what they want. Good boy, Chief. So what I've also done today is I've just been and put all my tin food in underneath the wheel arch, and I've been and moved all the tea, coffee, sugar bits up onto the top cupboard. So much work still needs doing in this van. So I've got no front cupboard fronts and no drawers and things, but you know, it's much better than it was, and it looks beautiful. But you know, I've got a long way to go, so I've just been tidying up a little bit. And whilst I'm trying to actually get the cats trained and settled, and the problem I've had is Chief is actually thinking the bungalow's his home and just had a bit of a nice time in the bed. I really want to have him spend more time in here while I'm working, while the cats are asleep in here, especially when it's raining, so they can tell that, you know, there isn't the one in here. So yes, he's just had a nice sleep in the bungalow. So I say, just in the toilet outside, and you know, eat and have a bit of a wash and sit with me while I do some work, and may go back to bed again in here. But he can learn to sit, you know, on the bed with me. You see Connie's outside, she's just going to see where Chief's been in the toilet out there. A good old sniff. I put a tracker back on, it wasn't working, but it's now working again. I was going to return it, but the one not working, it's lost its battery. I didn't realise that. Really bad. So I've got to buy some more batteries, put it back in, and then sellotape it around so the batteries don't drop out. For such an expensive piece of kit, it's a bit annoying. But I've just put the other tracker on her now. We'll see how that works. I was actually out last night with a tracker and not a single beep pick up. Of course it's not going to pick up if there's no battery in it. so I'll try it later when she's disappeared again and see if I can pick her up. I should only really do 100 metres line of sight, and the problem with that, of course, is if you're in a big area, you still need to find the area that they're in before you start looking for them. But I suppose around here, it's at least you can tell if they're close enough for not to find them, or if they're hurt locally or nearby. But obviously they're well out the area, then got no chance. Whereas the tile tracker actually showed you what part of the country they were at the last before the battery went dead. So I might actually get another tile tracker on them as well. So at least I'll give the larger area before you then tune into the locator tracker to get closer to them. Anyway, I'm waffling. I'm busy. Toilet bowl being run ragged by the cats. Just trying to sort of a bit of spring clean, tidy up. It's like living in between the bungalow and the flipping van that they're getting at the moment. The cats were all happy and sorted and living on the road, lovely. And now, of course, we've been static here, and I'm getting a bit upset about it, really. So I really need to keep them moving. I mean, just moving the van today, Chief was crying like anything. Obviously, he's not used to a moving van yet, so I need to do that more. So I really need to get all the cats shut in the van in the mornings. And if I just go for a quick drive around the block, so they get used to all being driven around the block and the van moving, and then they can go about their day. I've got a powwow coming up in June that I haven't got long to get them trained by. I've got 5-6 weeks to get them all trained by to go off again. And obviously I've got to learn to walk Connie and Chief together, so I really need to get them used to each other and accepting each other. So she just went up to him completely in the food, and right old hiss right in his face. He just looked at us and said, well, and so at least she knows he doesn't attack her or anything, but we'll see how that goes. Right, there we go. That's today's video, and I'll catch you later.